Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to another one of my reaction videos. So today I'm going to be reacting to the new episode of Death Battle, which just came out, which is Madara vs. Aizen. This is one that I've been waiting for a very long time, even before we knew that this fight was coming, you know, way back when they did like a character reveal trailer for the second half of the season. I was really looking forward to this one because I kind of figured Death Battle was going to get to this one at some point, and now we're finally here. The episode is finally out, and I am super excited to see what Death Battle does with it, what they do with the characters, the analyses, everything like that. I'm just really excited for this episode. In terms of who I'm rooting for, who I would like to see win, I have a closer attachment to Naruto than I do Bleach. That's just me personally. So I would prefer to see Madara win. In terms of who I think is going to win, I honestly have no idea at this point. I will say that this is probably the most toxic I've seen the community get when it comes to a Season 8 episode of Death Battle. Dio vs. Alucard was pretty bad, but the comment section for my prediction video, ooh, I do not want to go back there ever again. But yeah, you know, everyone still brought up a lot of good points, though, in different areas, so it's hard for me to say. I did pick Madara in terms of who I thought was going to win in the prediction, but I could be completely wrong. I could definitely see Aizen winning this one. I feel like a lot of this is up for interpretation, like how you interpret their abilities and their resistances and everything like that. It's even hard for me to predict what the reasoning is going to be for either character winning, because there's just so much at play here. I don't know how much of an importance they're going to put on certain things. It's hard to say. But either way, I'm just really looking forward to a fun fight, like a well-animated fight, a well-researched fight, hopefully, you know, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get to watching.
Sponsored by Raycon.
And we'll skip this a bit.
There's nothing more code holiday to get 15%
Let's actually just leave it here. But yeah, we're almost to the end of Season 8. This is crazy. I'm super excited that we're getting this one.
Madara Uchiha, the legendary messianic shinobi from Naruto.
Hell yeah.
Sosuke Aizen, the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach. We may dream.
Yeah, he's also incredible.
Have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods. They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around, and not even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie. Let's go.
Yeah, along with all the illusionary crap, that's gonna be crazy.
Skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright, animation's not looking too bad.
Endless destruction, countless dead, a plot to conquer the planet. The ninja world was at war. For the fourth time, only one man could save humanity from itself. From beyond the grave.
Ooh.
The same man who orchestrated this war in the first place in order to end all wars.
Palpatine vibes.
Madara Uchiha. From birth, war was the only thing the young Madara knew, and there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama Senju. They're basically ninja Romeo and Juliet. Belonging
in a
to
sense, yeah.
Clans, Madara and Hashirama were forced to battle each other for years,
5D chess.
all the while dreaming of a better future. Their bromance eventually overcame their clan's differences, and the two groups merged, creating the
Which is
village
great,
of
you know, for a time.
But Madara wasn't satisfied with Hashirama's dream of peace through cooperation.
No.
He desired an immortal peace through total domination. Everyone else thought that was crazy, so he bounced, and then he came back to
I mean, yeah, I'd hope so.
the village he helped build. Well, that didn't last long, huh?
No.
Madara's megalomania was perhaps faded, considering he is in fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the inheritor of his immensely powerful chakra. Basically, physical and spiritual energy that makes ninja.
They have to go over chakra each time because this might be someone's first death battle.
Just seems irresponsible to put those together, like a gender reveal party waiting to happen.
Oh my god.
His wood is especially impressive, considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life. Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, come on, I'll admit, though, that one was pretty much set up for you.
You know you're a badass when you can take on armies with just a friggin' fan. Madara has torn apart hordes of ninja without breaking a sweat, taken a beating from every tailed beast at once, and even defeated the 5 Kage, some of the strongest shinobi in the world. The Raikages even stated to be fast enough to move at light speed, and even weaker ninja like Orochimaru have dodged literal photon beams.
Damn, so we are looking at far past light speed. That's great.
The Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively
nice transition there.
Down to the cellular level.
The editing just gets better.
See the flow of chakra and summon the mighty perfect Susanoo. The Sharingan can also cast a genjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even break them out of those same illusions. In Sasuke's case, even one's as strong as Itachi's Tsukuyomi, which can warp your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of a second. And when she died in the illusion, she died for real. If Sasuke could break out of it, Madara could too, easily. And after grafting some of Hashiroma's
So he does have some pretty darn good
himself,
resistances to that stuff.
Piece of his Romeo inside him. This is my ship, Wiz. Stop looking at me like that. He not only gained a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized,
yeah,
but also the terrifying Rinnegan, aka the big chungus of all eye magic. The ringy eyes let Madara absorb chakra and ninjutsu, create invisible limbo clones,
yeah, not shadow clones, limbo clones,
body, and summon giant-ass meteors, as if he needed any more fucking powers. While the Rinnegan lacks some of the Sharingan's unique abilities, he can switch between them at will. After tearing the ninja world a new asshole, Madara was finally defeated in a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF, and thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms of his one true love. Or did it? Alright, this is gonna get pretty crazy, but
yes, let's go, let's go.
With me. Fearing a defeat in battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life. And it worked! So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend.
Right.
Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time with the outer path because he died again. Make sense? Nah, that'll never work.
Enough.
You're right, it didn't. So Obito went out and got the Rinnegan back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to
Wiz
life
always
because
felt like a
Aizen
Naruto
Obito
fan.
Backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest nap time ever. Look what you people have done to him.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Ten Tails' power would be awesome.
You're working these guys into the ground.
Balls of doom are so lame. Don't let their size fool you. These truth-seeking orbs are in another league. The Ten Tails is strong enough to wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with.
Yeah.
Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs, which means they had to erase his literal spirit itself. Madara's power was so insane, he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon. And when Madara created meteors, they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they'd have...
We always gotta get one of these kinds of calcs.
...of at least 372 petatons of TNT. He was even fast enough to keep up with 8-Gates Guy, who kicked hard enough to bend space. Madara even has an attack where he hawks light-speed loogies. Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with light-timing ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
Exactly.
With virtually no one left to oppose him, Madara's plot was finally in the endgame. He awakened the Rin Sharingan, and with the God Tree summoned, he cast the Infinite Tsukuyomi, spreading the tree's roots across the entire planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination. Manipulating this tree with his chakra would have involved physically spreading...
Kind of like, is it better to be happy or to be free, you know? That kind of thing.
The tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT. And this was with just one jutsu. Is there a character that could possibly even touch Madara Uchiha? Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down was treachery. Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming. All that was left was his old friend Hashirama, there to comfort him in his final moments.
Aww.
Just like Romeo and Juliet, for never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Madabro.
Madabro.
I read it in iambic pentameter. Is there a Catholic in here? Now the real fun begins.
Alright, well that was him. That was a lot. I'm sure this guy might be even more complicated.
Was set to be executed under suspicious circumstances. A band of humans from the living world had invaded to save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the 5th Division of the Gotei 13, was dead.
Oh.
Murdered. What dastardly mastermind could have been behind
but I'm guessing...
He'd have to be a galaxy-brained 5D chess master.
Is it Aizen?
The man responsible was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
Yeah.
Little is known about the man's
I had a
past,
feeling.
only that he isn't a man, a human man, but a soul reaper.
Yeah.
These Shinigami are spiritual beings who ferry lost souls to the afterlife.
Used to teach
and
calligraphy.
purify
That's
those who
awesome.
Turned evil in the living world. They're badass anime wizard Grim Reaper swordsmen. Though Aizen himself was hardly that cool. I mean, just look at those glasses. Dork. But this
Hey,
Clark
there are
Kent
way
was
worse
heartbreaking
glasses
to see.
out there.
Aizen had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate power, ruining the lives of many of his colleagues via his twisted experiments. Oh, so when Aizen does it, he's a supervillain. But when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under
Yeah,
NDA, and I
pretty
know about
much.
the stuff. As a Shinigami, Aizen's body
Again,
is
Wiz
made of
just cares
rich,
too much about showing off his shit.
and empowered by rare yoku, being spirit energy. Entities made of reishi are
I'm probably not going to remember
invisible to
all of
anyone
these
without
terms.
specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
Yeah.
And with his Rei-Ryoku energy, Aizen can create incredibly powerful blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too close to him. This is due to his Reiatsu, a localized spiritual pressure exerted as a result of his enormous power.
Yeah.
He also knows
There's a lot of
Tatsukido,
Reiatsu talk in
force
Naruto
field.
versus
He can
Ichigo.
create force fields, bend the light around him to make him impossible to detect, fire concentrated bolts of
Impossible to
lightning,
detect.
and absorb the energy from his surroundings to make giant-ass energy dragons. Perhaps his deadliest Kido is
Can we see that
Rooster.
versus the Susanoo?
After an extensive incantation, Aizen surrounds his target in an enormous black coffin that distorts space and time and tears its victims apart.
Yeah.
Aizen's plotting finally came
Not
to
exactly
fruition
like a
during the
black hole,
invasion of the
but
Soul Society, where
pretty
he faked
powerful.
his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu. A Shinigami Zanpakuto is a magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit. Kyoka
Yeah.
Suigetsu gives Aizen complete control over his victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword. This complete hypnosis traps its victims in a nearly perfect illusion that Aizen can manipulate at will.
Yeah.
Making himself virtually immune
Like,
to attacks
all
when his
encompassing.
opponents are sitting ducks. It's so strong that it kept a group of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visor trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most broken powers ever and the definition of anime bullshit.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if
It's all
Madara
when
could
he
resist
perfected
that.
his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku.
I know they're
An
keeping it
immensely
ambiguous right
powerful
now for
reality
good
warping
reason.
device that, quote, materializes the user's wishes. In Aizen's case, it realized his desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can heal any of his wounds, even when half his body is vaporized. And more importantly,
Sound familiar?
it exponentially increases his power over time through evolution by
Oh.
turning him into a horrifying butterfly monster man.
So that's how he gets his super
Being
forms,
eventually
okay.
strong enough to dethrone and replace the Soul King, the deity that controls the cosmic balance. Even a minor disruption to the Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing. Then it implies
Damn.
that the Soul King has to be outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times. Considering each should be roughly the same
Okay,
size,
how big is this gonna
require
be?
an energy of over 140 zetatons of TNT.
That's a
This is
lot.
powerful enough to vaporize mountains as a side effect of a sword swing. His casual energy blasts can disintegrate huge chunks of the earth, and he can take on armies with just his Reiatsu alone. He even defeated the rest of the Gotei 13 without so much as breaking a sweat. So he should be way stronger than Soul Society heavy hitters like Kenpachi, who sliced this 120-kilometer wide asteroid to pieces. That's roughly the width of Great Britain. An asteroid of this
Wow.
size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
I know I'm not talking that much, I just want to, like, absorb all of
He
this.
transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
The fact is, you can
Until
upscale
he
these
fought
characters
Ichigo
basically from
Kurosaki.
anyone.
The
Well, not
battle we've all
everyone,
been
but
waiting for.
still.
Before this, in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning. And by this point, after all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell, even weaker characters like this lady can dodge light beams. Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well. And even Aizen himself. Feeding upon his insecurities, the Hogyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power he sacrificed so much to achieve was gone forever.
Damn.
Or was it?
Okay.
Somehow he ended up getting even stronger than before.
Well.
What made him so strong? Could it be the chair? It's not the chair. It could theoretically be due to the chair's restraints keeping his Reiatsu from properly releasing.
So it is
Building
kind
up
of the
within him
chair.
until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max. Nah, it's definitely the chair. Since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King?
I like the way you're thinking,
Hail the
Boomstick.
mighty Chair-sama, most powerful being in all of Bleach.
This is like some bad battle shit right there. That's a show on my channel, in case you didn't know.
The power of the Soul King himself. He even used Kyoka Suigetsu to trick him. And Yuha's a dude who can literally see every possible future all at the same time. All according to Keikaku,
Well.
bitches. And after standing among the gods themselves, Aizen returned to captivity and pondered the meaning of his existence. Even trapped in a prison, sealed off in a different dimension with a 20,000-year sentence, he remains the most dangerous being in the world. Who knows what schemes are brewing behind those
Well, this is
cold,
getting
calculating
difficult.
eyes. No compassion, no empathy, only the drive for power.
No one has ever stood at the top. Neither you nor me. From now on, I alone will stand at the top.
Sounds pretty awesome, to be
All right,
honest.
the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But now we're gonna
if you
skip
want to
through
go,
this.
it's at a fraction of the
More Blue Chew, of course.
plus it's all done online. So if you could benefit $5 shipping.
All right, let's just leave it here.
BlueChew.com, promo code battle to receive your first
There's gonna be
month
quite a
free.
bit to talk about, probably, before we continue. This is getting really hard.
Now, it's time
For a death battle! And pause the video. Okay, so, yeah, I have no idea who's gonna win. So here's the thing. The biggest number that they gave, this is like the only thing I know for sure. The biggest thing that they gave out for Madara, like the biggest number they threw out, was bigger than the biggest number they threw out for Aizen. But they specifically said that Aizen got more powerful. I'm assuming more powerful than that point, like that biggest number. Like they said for Madara, it had to exceed 1 yotaton, which is 1 septillion tons of TNT. Whereas for Aizen, it was like 136 or so zetatons of TNT, which is 130 or so sextillion tons, which is just like 1 unit below. So it's actually not that far off. Like those two numbers aren't that far off from each other. Like the 1 yotaton would be like a little less than 10 times greater. But again, I don't know how much stronger Aizen got. And I know they're leaving a lot of this ambiguous for a reason, probably because once they start explaining it, or they start explaining their own interpretation of everything, it will start to become more clear. So they can't reveal too much. And honestly, I respect that, but it's just harder for me to predict this. So I don't know who's going to be more powerful or who they're going to say is more powerful. And I also don't know who they're going to say is faster. Basically, they both just said that they should upscale from Lightspeed characters, which I pretty much already knew. It's just like, again, they weren't getting too specific otherwise. And for their abilities, I want to say Madara is more versatile, but I'm not sure, like, again, are his abilities going to be more effective against Aizen? Like, again, like, the big question I have is whether or not Madara could resist Aizen's, hypnosis, like full hypnosis technique. And part of me wants to say, well, yeah, he was able to resist that crazy thing from Obito, or he should be able to resist that, as they mentioned before. So could he resist the hypnosis? Maybe. But they could just say, well, Aizen's used it on these really strong characters, and that should outdo what Madara could realistically resist. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going to say. So, again, they're leaving it really ambiguous. And I was thinking before, when I made my prediction that Madara was going to win. But again, as time has passed, I'm not too confident in that. I can't say that I know everything about these characters, because I don't. Of course I don't. And with the animation is going to be trippy too, because I'm sure there's going to be a ton of illusionary stuff. I'm sure it's going to be like, oh, one character, seemingly killed the other, but it was a fake out. Like I expect there to be at least one fake out death here. I just think that's what's going to happen. So I really have no idea who's going to win. I'm still rooting for Madara. Like I want to see Madara win. But if Aizen wins, like, I'll totally understand it as long as the conclusion doesn't mess with me or anything. But yeah, no, I really have no idea. I still want to say Madara is more versatile. So if these characters could potentially resist each other's illusionary techniques, then I'd want to say Madara has the advantage in terms of abilities overall. But again, they could just come out and say, oh, well, Aizen got so much more powerful than Madara, or so much more powerful that now he's more powerful than Madara and everything else doesn't matter. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to say Madara, but again, I really have no idea. If Aizen wins, I'll totally understand. So, yeah, I'm just here to enjoy a battle anyway. So without further ado, let's get to watching the animation. So far, I've liked this episode. Like, there's a lot to like about it, in terms of the analysis.
You can see me.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I definitely think that they could sense each other, you know, pretty much at all times. Change the look real quick.
Did you see that?
See, are either of them in an illusion right now? I wonder. Ooh. That sounds nice. I didn't listen to it beforehand. Oh. Oh! Damn!
I would expect nothing more from a human.
Well, that's not it. If that was it, that would be the worst thing ever. And I know half the time I'm not even gonna know what's going on. I'm just here for the ride. Wow, we're busting out bigger things really quick. We got the fire stuff, yes. Oh boy. Can he just break out of it or just survive it? I guess he just got out. There we go. Looks really nice. I don't know if that's a custom sprite, but either way, looks really nice. Oh! Power through that. Well, yeah, makes sense. Ooh! I already know this is one of the episodes I'm gonna rewatch over and over again. That looks awesome. But there's perfect Susanoo. You can tell they put a lot of time into this one. Just the whole scenery. Okay, what's going on? Oh, okay. Yes, I think this is what I wanted. Oh, well, now we got the Limbo clones. Truth-seeking orbs. I do wonder if Aizen could resist that. But maybe he won't go that far, I don't know. Maniacal laughs everywhere. I love it. Okay. Oh.
You almost had me there, you tricky bastard.
Oh.
My illusions, human. Know your place.
Oh boy. But is this an illusion? Oh. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
What a wonderful dance.
Oh my God. Is that it though? Okay, it is. I had no way of telling. But Madara did win. I was rooting for him.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our calculations,
Kind of what I was
Madara
thinking.
spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku. And both ended up being roughly as fast as each other. While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even. which means the main thing that
I
mattered
can get
were
behind
their
that.
powers and how they countered each other. Madara's enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen. While Soul Reapers like Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like his own Limbo clones. Hell,
Yeah.
the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is. Both Chakra and Raryoku utilized spirit energy and operated in similar ways, being formed into attacks like ninjutsu and Kido.
Yeah.
That meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks and even dispel his force fields. And despite how OP Aizen's complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat, even ones as powerful as Itachi's
So,
Tsukuyomi.
okay, they are
And
saying that
since
that's more
Madara can switch
powerful,
between the
or
Rinnegan and the
equal
Sharingan
to, or
at will,
whatever.
He'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted. Aizen's illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as perceptive as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections in genjutsus all the time, it was only inevitable
That's a
that
good
Madara
point.
would be able to quickly break out. However, the same couldn't be said for Aizen, who never showed any resistance to the kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
Well, not to the
Even
same
setting
extent,
illusions aside,
yeah.
The sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen constantly on the back foot. But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything. Except for those pesky 8 balls of doom. Madara's truth-seeking orbs were capable of completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And
I forgot to bring that up, but I did want to talk about that.
Spiritual being. Since Aizen lacked the ability to do the same irreversible damage to Madara, the ghost of the Uchiha had exactly what he needed to put this actual ghost down for good. Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered
Alright,
foe,
makes enough
but
sense to
Madara's
me.
own powers, illusions,
I
and
feel like you can
devastating
kind of like
truth-seeking
scale these
orbs allowed him to
characters
crush the
differently, like how you
Uchiha.
want.
Sosuke should have kept his
Like, you can
eyes
make the
out.
argument for one being
Surprise.
stronger than the other by a margin.
Do you feel any shame at all? Moderately. Ha!
Moderately.
Suck it, Wiz. The winner is Madara Uchiha.
But, like, I can get behind what they were saying.
Thank you for watching this episode of
personally.
Death Battle. If you're looking to get some merch
And I
from
thought that
us,
was
we've got a bunch
fun.
of great new items
Maybe
from
not
Death
like my
Battle.
number one favorite of the season, but that was a lot of fun. Okay, is the finale Galactus versus Unicron? Is it? No. Saitama. Oh, what the hell? Wait. Wait, what? Why? Saitama versus Popeye? Wait, hang on. This is the finale, right? Like, I didn't miscount the episodes. There. Okay, no, you know what? Hang on. Sorry. I can kind of understand why they'd want to do this in their anniversary season. Sorry, I'm so tongue-tied. I can understand why they'd want to do this in their anniversary season, but like, it's not Galactus versus Unicron, which, you know, I was really holding out hope for the whole season. I thought this would have been the perfect time to do it. I doubt there's going to be like some kind of bonus episode after this. I'm pretty sure this is the last episode for the season. So that's that, I guess. We're getting Saitama versus Popeye. I thought I heard that, you know, this is the fight that a lot of the researchers or a lot of people that worked on Death Battle wanted for Saitama. Like, Saitama does have a number of options. But I do think Popeye is one of the better ones because they do have that sharing trait where it's like they just beat anyone without trying, you know? So I definitely think this is one of the better options for Saitama. I personally wouldn't have minded Saitama versus Squirrel Girl either. I think that one kind of has like a similar type thing going on. But yeah, no, this is just, this is weird. I was not expecting this. If I was expecting any other kind of finale, it would have been like, I don't know, Alex versus Cole or something, which clearly also didn't happen this season. So am I disappointed that it's not Galactus versus Unicron? Of course I am. That's been my most wanted one for so long. And I was so excited, hoping that was going to be it. But you know what? We have to go with what we're going with, right? Like, Death Battle will do whatever the hell they want. They don't owe us anything in particular, even though I do think they have confirmed that they would do this episode, like Galactus versus Unicron at some point. And I just thought this was the perfect time to do it, but I guess not. Anyway, I guess I'll talk about that later. Talking about this episode, I can understand that a lot of people are probably going to be upset with it. There was a lot of, I know, in my comment section for the prediction, there were a lot of people who were saying, oh, Aizen wins, the end, there's no way Madara can win. There were a lot of people saying that. And one thing, I'm happy I got my prediction video right, so there's that. But yeah, no, I know some people are going to say, well, no, Madara should be more powerful than Aizen, more powerful than what they said. And other people are going to be like, well, Aizen should be more powerful because of this and this. There's going to be a lot of people that will disagree with what they, analyzed for the characters, at least when it comes to general stats. I can definitely see that happening. I know it will happen. But as general principles, at least for the other stuff they were saying, it makes enough sense to me. If you were rooting for Aizen, or if you really thought Aizen was going to win, I feel you. I know what that feels like. I'm sorry about that. But I was rooting for Madara, and I am happy that Madara won. And again, based on what they said, I can get behind it. There were a ton of things that I didn't even bring up in my mid-video analysis portion, because either I just forgot about them or I didn't think they were going to be as important as they were. But no, there were actually a lot of things that pointed to Madara being able to counter and overpower what Aizen had. Again, I think a lot of this is how you interpret the characters and their abilities and what they can do to each other. I was already thinking, way back when, that Madara was going to have better resistances to Aizen's illusions than the other way around, because the scope of illusions that some characters can create in Naruto just seem to be far beyond what Aizen has shown to resist before. Whereas again, with Aizen's abilities, the whole perfect hypnosis thing, again, I thought that was a little ambiguous. How powerful is that exactly? But based on the evidence that's shown, and based on what we know for sure those things can do, I do think it makes enough sense to say that Madara would be able to resist a good number of those things. But I do know there were also a lot of people that were saying, oh, Madara wins because he's faster, and, maybe you think that he's faster, or maybe you think that he's slower. I don't know. But again, Death Battle sometimes, I think, tries to oversimplify some of the arguments, but I don't always think that's a bad thing. I think for people who aren't as invested in the characters or in the fight, or who don't do as much research, for those kinds of people, I think that helps. It helps to understand what's going on sometimes. And it's clear that they wanted to focus on the other stuff, the more mental stuff and just the abilities. I did think that if the illusionary stuff was off the table, if both of them could resist the illusionary things or the techniques, then I did think that Madara was going to be at a general advantage, at least in terms of abilities. He just seemed to have so much crap that he could do more when compared to Aizen. And Aizen does still have some incredibly strong techniques. But again, based on what they said, I can get behind what they were saying. But that's enough about the reasoning. I've talked about that for way too long. Talking about the animation, I thought the animation was a lot of fun. There were some things that were kind of confusing, maybe I didn't know exactly what technique each character was using at each time. But I know this is the kind of animation I'm going to rewatch again and again and again, just to see if I can pick up on everything. And just because it was really fun, especially the whole laughing, I don't know what you guys thought about that. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, no, in terms of just the animation quality, the sprites and even the hand-drawn elements, everything I thought was a lot of fun. And in terms of the analyses, again, I know there are going to be some people who heavily disagree with some of what they said in the analyses. But again, for someone like me who doesn't know that much about Aizen and who doesn't know everything about Madara either, I can still enjoy what they were doing, for maybe simplifying it a little bit, but still, I feel like I got all the information I needed to know. So that was really cool. Again, I'm not sure if I would say this is my absolute favorite of the season. I'm going to have to rewatch this one to really think about it, but this was still pretty good. I still really enjoyed this one. If you didn't enjoy it, I understand, but I hope you can at least appreciate the amount of effort that Death Battle put into this, both when it comes to the animation and the research, because I feel when people say, oh, Death Battle has bad research, they don't really mean that Death Battle doesn't do not a lot of research. You can tell in their analyses that they know a lot of information. I feel like what more people mean is that they have bad analysis. They don't agree with what they analyze, and how they interpret things. I feel like that's more so what people mean, because it's clear that Death Battle puts a lot of time and effort into, researching these characters. They wouldn't have found the stuff for Orochimaru, moving faster than light and all those, things in the text if they didn't do a lot of research. You know, clearly they compile a lot of stuff at least. If you disagree with the analyses, like how they interpret all that, then that's fine. You know, you can definitely say that, but you know, whatever. Now I'm just starting to rant. Either way, that was my reaction to this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Comment your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode and who you think should have won and why, you know, all that good stuff. And if you could subscribe to my channel, that'd be so great. That would really help my channel out. But no matter what you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.